Okay, on tonight's episode 8 of the Luke Bong Show, we are talking about your career. Specifically, are you experiencing any dilemma in your career right now? Or maybe you are stuck in a career that you love to hate? If that's the case, then tonight's episode is for you, so stay tuned. Hello, and welcome to the Luke Bong Show. I'm your host, Luke Bong, and I help you to achieve emotional freedom so that you can actually create breakthroughs in your life. Yeah. Now, tonight's episode is a very special episode because I've invited my good friend over here, Jasly Kong, who is a certified life coach. And Jasly is going to be sharing with you about career in particular, okay, about situations when you find you are trapped in a career. Okay, so I don't know whether you have experienced that before, or maybe you are just very new, like I think long time ago when we were still students, all right, and we are wondering what would be the right career and all that. So tonight's that's the episode, yeah? Okay, so let us know, all right, before we start, let us know where you are watching this from. Give us a comment, let's say hi and all that so that we can welcome you live afterwards, yeah? And also, tonight's show, there will also be opportunity for you to ask questions. Please make sure that you ask questions because Jasly and we are going to answer your questions, yeah? Okay, so without any further delay, I just want to very quickly ask Jasly, why don't you just say hi to the viewers and
hi,
can you introduce
Facebookers.
yourself, yeah?
Yeah, I'm Jasly Kong, all right? And I'm just wondering who's on the line right now. Just wanted
Okay.
to say hi to everyone who has actually joined this show. Hi, everyone.
All right, so we have Mary. Okay, welcome. Good to see you, Mary. Fiona, hello. Good to see you here again. And Getling, okay. Hey, hi, Getling. I have not seen you in a long time. How's your baby? All right, good to see you here. And Clement says all the best. Hi, Clement.
Thank you.
All right, so I think I would like to very quickly just start off by asking Jasly. All right, so Jasly, can you tell our video viewers here who are you? Okay, so we know your name, Jasly Kong. Okay, but what is it that you do? Can you tell our audience, please?
All right, so I call myself a life coach. So when it comes to life coach, I would say that this term is not widely used in our region. So whenever I say that, hi, I'm Jasly, I'm a life coach, then everyone still asks me, what's life coach?
Yeah.
So I like to crack the joke that, when you do not know how to play tennis, you go for a tennis coach. When you want to go for swimming, then you go to learn swimming, then you go for a swimming coach. And likewise, when you want to know how to really live a fulfilling life, you go for a life coach. Right? So basically, I specialize in self-awareness.
Okay.
Right? Because I believe that self-awareness, when you know yourself inside out, that is the moment when you can achieve that fulfilling life.
Yeah. And Jasly here also has a signature program that is called Who Am I? Okay, whereby she helps the participants to have self-awareness, to discover who they really are, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. And I know that next week you are actually going to have your public seminar, okay?
Yes, it's my first launching and it will be in Miri, and I really truly want to say thank you. A lot of gratitude, a lot of blessings here that we actually clocked like a bit more than 100 people for now. Yeah, so thank you very much for that support. Thank you.
Yeah, that experience must have been really awesome, but also very tiring, right?
Yes, indeed. I did not expect it because after all, I would say that I'm very new in Miri. Okay, by the way, I am a Mirian, but it's just that I was away for too long, then came back. Yeah, so it's really a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, because I remember when I did my seminars and all that. I think the very first seminar I did, there was about 30 people, and I was already super excited, over the moon, And the second seminar that I did, I got about 120 over people, and I literally couldn't sleep at night, because it was just so exciting.
120 was the second one,
Yes,
is it?
yes, that's right. It was a lot because right after the second one, then I think almost every single seminar that I did after that, it was about 100 plus like that. Yeah.
Well
So
done.
it's a great experience, but I can really relate. it's really tiring.
It is. It
Yeah,
is.
it
Talking
is really
about
tiring.
the back-end job. Yeah.
Okay, now, so tonight's topic is about career, okay? And I would like to ask you all to take part in a poll because I have prepared a poll. Let me show you the poll first, okay? So I hope I'm getting the correct. Yes, this is the poll. Okay, now, so what I would like you all to do is that please choose, the question is, do you love the job that you are in right now? Now, if you love the job, then I would like you to vote using the emoji, which is the laughing sign. Okay, so the laughing sign says yes, you love it. So if you love your job now, vote using the laughing sign. Okay. And if you don't like your job, or you feel you are stuck in a job, or you are very sad in your job, then choose the crying emoji. Okay, so please vote with that, whether you like it or not. Like in my case, I love my job right now, so I'll just vote it as love there. Okay, and then afterward, it takes a bit of time for you to tabulate. Yeah. So, do you love your job? Do you enjoy it? Let us know. Okay, through the votes. Yeah, let us know. And by the end of tonight's session, I'm going to review. All right, what is the results there? Yeah. Okay, so let's come back to this one. All right. Now, so Jeslie, I would like to just ask you. Right. So, what got you started into career coaching?
All right, to put it in a nutshell, is actually way back, many years ago, I had this chance to actually volunteer myself with palliative care, which is hospice care in the western part of Malaysia and Singapore as well. So it is a voluntary job that whereby I get to meet dying patients. Yeah, so when I start to speak to them, we actually help dying people. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, so I don't basically help them with the physical part of it, but I help them with the emotional part. And whenever I speak to dying people on the deathbed, I always ask them, do you have any unfinished business that we could actually help you to do it? Like we can do it together with you before you actually say bye-bye. So one of them is actually, when it comes to career, when it comes to, there's a lot of things that we call it the deathbed regrets. And one of the things is actually they wished that they could have followed the dreams when it comes to career. They could have, there are some people think that I am good in music, but in this society, in this community that I'm serving, probably I cannot have a good rice bowl. I cannot sustain myself, so I did not pursue it at all. So it's because of all these things that makes them feel that on the dying bed itself, how I wish I could have. Yeah. So after listening for quite a few years, I thought that why is that so many people, like when on the deathbed itself, that's when they start to feel it that way. What can we do? What can I do to actually set some new awareness on people that there's some of the things. I'm not asking you that you should quit your job and go and pursue whatever right now, but there are some of the things that we can do,
Yeah, that's right. Because I think growing up, especially us in an Asian setting, so my parents will always tell me, hey, study hard, get good grades, go into a university, then you graduate and you find a good job and you get bonus, you get increment. I think more or less that has been like ingrained into us, But as you were talking about the story about working in a palliative care, and for our audience viewers here, okay, so hi to Vincent, welcome. All right, Vincent, welcome. Ryan, welcome to you, Ryan. Good to have you back. And okay, so I was just talking about palliative care. What exactly is palliative care? Now, palliative care is actually a body in the medical field whereby it is meant to give relief to terminal patients, whereby there is no more hope for them and all that. It's meant to ease their suffering and let them go with dignity. Okay, and a lot of these people who are in the palliative care, the patients, like what Jeslie have mentioned just now about these regrets, I think at the end of our life, it is not so much the things, we don't regret so much the things that we do. Instead, we regretted the things that we don't do. Because there will be a question like, what if I have just done that? What if I did that?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that's why, career is something that is, look at it. It's like we spend almost half of our life, if not more, in a career working. And how many people actually suffer while they are working. There's a lot there. So that leads me to the next question is this, we see everywhere, and then we read the statistics. Now, why are there so many people who are unhappy with their career right now? Jesslyn?
Wow, unhappy. I'm just wondering, any one of you unhappy with your career right now? For those of you who are with us right now?
Let us know in the comments,
in the
okay?
responses.
If you have any questions also, let us know in the comments as well.
Yes. Well, speaking about being unhappy in a career, I think there's a lot of factors that contributes to it. But there's so many research says that it's all about human factor.
Human factor, okay.
It's because of the bosses. It's because of the immediate supervisors, immediate bosses. It very much into leadership that we are talking about here. But also, if you're looking at the job itself, all right, without the human factors that goes around, the politics in the office that we hate it so much, our immediate bosses who doesn't understand us and all that kind of factors, the human factor, if you were to take it out, then the job itself, it could be because the job fit. It could be because I'm such an introvert and you put me at a counter.
True.
Then I've got to remind myself what I'm not good at every single day.
Imagine just being constantly reminded like you suck, you are bad, you are not good, you will fail in life. And you are like all the time, right? Oh man, that is a recipe for depression. There's a recipe for suffering. Yeah, so no wonder there are a lot of people who are unhappy with their work and all that. But I think all of this has got to do with like if we take one step back, it is also like how people choose the job that they want. If we look at very extreme ends, we have people who stay on, they don't go to work because of the reasons, but excuses to some people. It's like, I can never find a job that I like, so I better don't work. That is one extreme end.
Okay.
Another extreme end is like, I have to put food on the table, so I'll take whatever job is there, even though I hate it so much, okay? So we have got these two extreme that cause a lot of people unhappiness,
Indeed.
Yeah, so in other words, right, how can people find their right career?
Finding the right career. All right. Actually, in order for me to actually explain from A to Z about finding career, it takes about 2 days.
Okay. Do you guys have 2 days? Okay.
But let us just shorten into 2 parts of it, all right? The very first part is about getting to know ourselves first. Then people was like, what do you mean by getting to know myself? I've been I'm 20 years old. I kind of know myself, but are you able to describe yourself? I realize that whenever I ask people to describe themselves, right, the first thing that they say, I'm not good in this.
Yeah, true.
And I realized that it all starts from school and home because our teachers always reminded us what we're not good at. Jesslyn, you're not good in math, so you better work hard on that. You're not good in your karangan, so you better work hard in that. So there's a lot of things, and back at home as well. So we are always being reminded with what we are not good at.
True.
Yeah.
I think society loves to give label lah. So like for example, if you are very lucky, you are labeled as this is high potential. High potential. Some people you are labeled as good for nothing. Another good for nothing there. Yeah, so I think that is one of the real factors,
Indeed. So along the way, because of the upbringing, because of past experiences, we are so much lacking on how do we describe ourselves. Not to mention the inside. Well, we're talking about outside, the the strengths that we have, what we're good at, how do we behave ourselves. So when we are lacking of all the terms to actually describe our emotion, describe our strengths, weakness, and all that, that's when we start to ponder what fits me. So that part is, we talk about the self-awareness first. So there are 2 parts. After we get to know all about ourselves, all right, which include like personality, our strength and weakness, which include what are the things that I'm good at naturally, which is
competency, talent, skills,
interests, and all that. So and also our values as well.
That's right.
So when we know everything about ourselves, okay, that is the first step.
One of the things I notice, especially nowadays, when I say things like, especially nowadays, it really makes us feel so old. Okay, but the thing is, nowadays, right? Do you notice that when you ask youngsters nowadays, right? So, what do you want to be when you grow up, or what do you want to do when you grow up? and they will give you a blank look, and basically the blank look is followed with a all right,
Indeed.
it's like that, okay? It's like, what's going on, guys? Is it because you guys never, is it because people never think what they want, or is it like what Jeslie have mentioned? It's because people just, they are not really aware of themselves yet. I think that is a bigger problem there, yeah?
And the reason why people are not aware of themselves, sorry to say that, but it goes back again to education, to upbringing. All right? It's very much, if you realize that, guys, if you realize that back in school, we study about math, numbers, words, all that are good, even for sciences.
Matematik tambahan.
Yeah. Everything that we study, every single thing, we even study about universe, things that's outside from this earth.
So big, right? Yeah.
The plants, the animals, every single thing that we studied.
Yeah.
But do you realize that we did not study about ourselves? There's not even a book that talks about me, you, right? So that is why we don't have much awareness of ourselves, because we are not being educated to know ourselves.
And I think as a human race in general, how we live is basically monkey see, monkey do, right? So what the previous generation do is like, oh, okay, that's the right thing. Let's do it now. So that is why it's absolutely crucial that we understand ourselves, learn about ourselves first, okay? And not necessarily follow people's advice blindly. Now, before we continue, I just want to also very quickly, just welcome a few people here. I want to welcome my wife, Pei-Yun. Hi. Okay. All right. Leslie. Hi, Leslie. Welcome. Jennifer He. Okay. Good to have you on the show. Okay, Ryan has a comment. He says, I would say that I'm happy with the things I learned at current job, not so satisfied with the salary. Ha 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 ha. Okay, yeah, so it's true. It's like we know that cost of living is very high, and when you have a job that doesn't pay you very well, that can also be one of those factors, right, that actually makes you that. But, there are also situations whereby you love the job so much that you are willing to take a lesser pay just to do work that you enjoy. Yeah, so those are not easy decisions to make. But the key here is, if you know why you are making the decision, then you have a higher chances of succeeding there, okay? Yep. So Ryan, I'm sure that with your resourcefulness and then the things that you have learned from me and NLP and all that, I know you'll go far, right, bro? Okay, so Ruhi, welcome to you as well. Hazel, hi Hazel. John Kama, how are you? I have not seen you, John, for a long, long time, all right? Joanna Ting as well, welcome to you. Okay, Fiona says, actually after working for some time, you may find out you are good at your job, though you may sometimes feel about your job. Okay, I know what that feels like, yeah? If it had turned into a love-hate relationship to me. Okay, so yeah, Fiona, I think that's a very good point there, because there are times whereby you are good at what you do because of who you are. Okay, let me explain that. In other words, right, if let's say I were to put you into a different job, but because you have got your work ethics, right, you'll make sure that you perform there until your best as well, because that's who you are. But it doesn't mean that you may like or enjoy the job. So in that kind of situation, what should Fiona really be thinking of, or what should she be doing? Yeah, what do you think, Jeslie?
About her question?
Yeah, that's right. She is what she says is that she has been working in a job for quite some time, so she's now getting quite good at it. But it's a love-hate relationship, so it's like she didn't enjoy it so much, but she's very good at that. Yeah. So what would be a good advice for someone who is in Fiona's situation?
A lot of time, Fiona. Hi, Fiona. A lot of time, I don't give advice, but I would want to be very curious for Fiona that this one question for Fiona, which is, do you want to make changes? Are you happy right now? All right. So are you happy with it, or you wanted to make some changes in your career? Then, well, very obviously, some people, they may say that I love it, I hate it, but at the same time, they may want to retain what they are doing right now. So it very much back to Fiona. So I think we can look into that, because personally, I don't really give advice at one go, because I want to know what's the concern that Fiona has.
Yeah, that's true, because we know just from a question alone, we will probably not really know what is going on. Okay, but I think for us in general, if let's say you are in a job whereby it robs you from your energy, it really makes you feel like, I like to use this example. Every morning when you wake up, if you find that you have to give yourself 3 good reasons why you should go to work today, then I think you are stuck in the job, right? Because it's emotionally draining you. Years ago, in 2010, I stepped out from the corporate ladder. I was actually about to be promoted as the regional manager for business development in East Malaysia, for Hong Leong Insurance. But at that time, okay, my wife actually pulled me aside one evening and she said to me, it's like, darling, why aren't you smiling at home anymore? You know, so then that woke me up. That let me know that the job is killing me. The job is paying me well, okay, but the job is killing me inside. And that was when I realized that I had to take action. But I'll be the first to tell you, when I took action to jump out, it wasn't the easiest thing to do, because I have been so comfortable taking a monthly salary. And the next thing was basically, it's like suddenly the following month, you go to the ATM, you put in the card, it's like no money inside one, you know. All right, so it's not an easy choice to do, but you have to ask yourself, is that what you want? If that's what you want, then you have to figure out a way to do it, because otherwise, when it comes to the end of your life, you don't want to have that regret, the one that we mentioned earlier just now, right? Okay, so a few more people want to say hello to Peter. Hello, how are you? Okay, Rick Donald, okay, welcome to the show. Thomas Ngu, welcome to the show. Jin Hao, hey Jin Hao, how are you? Okay, so Fiona replied, need to think deep. Yeah, okay, yes, that's right. So the Cantonese say, put many layer of pillow under your bed and then you think tonight. All right, tomorrow not working. Okay, so yeah, let's come back. Okay, I want to...
Sorry, look, are we pausing? Or
No, you can continue.
All right, because the last question that you asked about how do people find the right career, right? So that's the first part that we talk about self-awareness. There are 2 parts that I mentioned. So the second part is about exploration.
Okay,
Exploration
please elaborate
of
that.
career itself. So a lot of people say that I do not know what I want. Very much is because you have not explored enough. If you do not know what's being an accountant all about, then how do you know whether you like it or not? If you have not spoken to an accountant, you have not even got into an accounting firm, you know, so you have know nothing about a career. How do you even know whether you like it or not? Yeah, so exploration, that part is equally as important as the self-awareness. Yeah, it can go concurrently, but a lot of time also it can go by... well, if you are a school student right now, then you could actually go by self-awareness first and slowly go into exploration. Yeah. The more you explore, even going for courses that actually give you different kind of skill set.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hobbies, you know, you go into some musical classes and all that. It may actually strike you thinking that, this kind of thing I've never explored. So can I actually try it? So exploration is very important.
Yeah, and that's very true, because unless you explore, right, you will be in a comfort zone. Although some people's comfort zone is no longer comfortable, all right, but somehow or another they are still there. But exploring is something that is very important.
Yeah.
Before I share with you what I'm reminded of from something that Robert Kiyosaki taught, okay, just want to very quickly remind you guys on the poll that we are collecting there. Okay, so we are collecting a poll, and the poll has got to do with do you love the job that you are in right now? Okay, so if you love it, all right, then give the vote with a smile or a laugh. If you don't love your job, vote with a cry. Okay, so that is what we are doing. All right, so okay, so let's come back to this. Yeah, I was talking about Robert Kiyosaki. So he was saying that, you know, when you are starting in a career, work to learn, not to earn yet. Okay, so I think when you work to learn, that means that you are working to explore, to find out whether the job is suitable for you. Because there are times whereby a job looks better from the outside than when you are inside. Okay, how many of you have experienced that? Okay, so if you are in a job that you go in because from the outside it looks good, But later on from the inside, okay, and then you are like, what kind of a job is this? Okay, let us know in the comments, all right, so that I know that you are relating to this, okay? So sometimes jobs appear better on the outside, not necessarily on the inside. That's where you need to do a little bit of homework, go and explore, go and find out, maybe even just help out a friend if, let's say, they are doing that kind of a business, okay? That's how you can find out about the jobs and all that, yeah? All right, Jaslyn, I want to ask you the next question. Yeah. So, let's say a person working already, right? So, is there anything that a person can know that is like, I found a right job already. This is the right job for me. This is the career that I can retire in, like that kind of thing. Is there anything that can tell a person that?
All right. Okay. What you're trying to ask is that when I landed in a career that, this is for me, that kind of feeling, right?
That's right.
Well, if you're a very feeling person, it's just like, when you met a lady or you met a man, you fall in love, you know that he is the one for you, she is the one for you, then you know that, okay, that's the one for me, if you're a very feeling person, all right? So if you're not, you're very logical, you need some facts to show to you that that is the right career, I would say that it's as simple as you look forward your day, getting out from the bed and go to work. Those are very actionable things that you can see. But very importantly also, if you're landed in a job that you love, you have that feeling that I love it. At the same time, you're being paid to do it. Yeah. And the world needs your contribution in that part of it. And you are very good at it. Sometimes when you love it, but you're not good at it, it could be an issue, Like, I love to write, okay? So I go for journalism. I love to do it, but I'm terribly at it.
Yeah.
Then it could be an issue as well, right? So I love it. I'm good at it. The world needs it, and you're being paid.
Yeah, then basically it's like, then you just get shouted by the boss every day. And then we go back round circle, it's like, I actually love my job, I just don't like my boss only. Okay, and what you are saying that model is also the Ikigai model, right? Okay, yeah.
There's a lot of extensive research besides Ikigai, all right? There's a lot of other extensive research that also talk about it as well.
Yeah. And Ikigai is a Japanese concept that actually started in, if I'm not mistaken, in Okinawa, yeah? Whereby they found out that in Okinawa, there are a lot of people who live a long, healthy life, okay? A long life and all that. And one of the reasons is because they live according to the Ikigai, which is their reason for being, their reason for being alive. And it can be as simple as the person who cuts sushi, yeah, and they can have so much love and passion just cutting sushi every day, or the person who wipes the window, okay, and they find a reason why they will be wiping a window and doing a good job. Okay, so that is an example of Ikigai, yeah?
The meaning and the purpose.
Yes, the meaning and the purpose, yeah. Okay, so welcome to Andy Wong and Dominic Yong, okay? Welcome to the show, all right? Welcome, thank you for joining us. Okay, so I think I want to ask, here's one question, yeah? So if somebody were to walk up to you, like right now, Jaslyn, and the person asks, right, so what is the perfect career for me, Jaslyn? So how would you answer them? Okay, can you please share with us?
It sounds like those days when I had classes for couples many years ago, classes for couples, they also asked me this question: how do I know this guy is the one for me? How do I know this girl is the one for me? So relationship, career, there's some similarity here. People want to find the perfect person. People want to find the perfect career. But what if I tell you that there isn't one?
There isn't one. So
you pick up this girl, it has this issue. You pick up that man, it has this issue. So everything comes with a package. You pick up this career, it has these issues that comes along with it.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So there isn't like a perfect career at the end of the day. So if you keep looking and keep searching for that perfect career, perfect person,
you'll be very disappointed. Because I think what happened is that we put our expectation to something that is no longer realistic, yeah? And it becomes something whereby we set ourselves up to failure. Because I think a lot of people, we have the idea that a good job is a job that pays you very well, gives you all kinds of perks, give you, you can afford a holiday. Let me just share with you a real story that I had. I was still in college at that time, okay? And so happened that in my church, we have one of the church member who was a general manager for a fast food chain in the whole of Malaysia, yeah? So we went to his house for the cell group, and there was one particular brother who was still finding a job, not happy with the jobs and all that, right? And so this general manager, he asked Thomas, that's the name. He says, Thomas, so tell me, what kind of job do you want? And Thomas immediately said, it's like, I want a job that it gives me this, gives me that, everything. And he went on for, I think, about 3-4 minutes. And then after that, this general manager, he just says, okay, I see. He reached into his pocket and he take out a bunch of keys and he says, you can have my job, All right. And the thing was, I think even after I left KL at that time, I think Thomas was still searching. Thomas was still looking for it, because I think when somebody tries to set out to look for the perfect job, sorry to be the one to break the news to you, there's no perfect job, all right? There's no perfect job there, yeah? Okay, just like, for example, nowadays, if you ask a lot of kids, what do you want to be? Our time when we were kids, doctor lah, engineer lah, lawyer lah.
To some extent nowadays, parents still tell the kids like that.
Parents are like that, because parents, our age right now, we grew up in that, ma. Nowadays, you ask your kids, YouTubers, yes. Instagram stars lah, e-sport stars lah. If you tell them, son, don't play so much of game, Jordan, don't play so much of game. All right, they will tell you things like, for example, there was one boy, he won the whole world championship of what kind of online game, and he won $3 million. Can you earn $3 million as an engineer, as a lawyer, as a doctor? No, you can't. So I think one of the things that us parents, so now I want to talk to the parents, right? It's about the kind of ideas that we have about careers. Because sometimes I think, right, as parents, we try to live our career goal through our children.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure you spot that a lot, right? Whereby it's like when you tell your son or your daughter, I want you to be a doctor. Is it really you want your child to be a doctor, or is it because you are trying to realize a dream? Okay? Because if that's the case, you may be forcing upon your child something that will cause a lot of pain, anger, hatred, everything down the line. Yeah. So what do you think about that, Jeslie?
Indeed. When it comes to parenting, that's another huge topic to talk about. But very importantly, when we talk about perfect career, so if there isn't a perfect career, then what is the question that you can ask? I would say that you can start asking, what are the things that you can start doing so that on the deathbed itself, you and I, when we die on the deathbed, when we look back, we would say that, wow, that was a fulfilling life that I had. That is achievable. So if you need me to sum up the whole career guidance into one slogan, that would be, go and get yourself into a mastery level of some skills that will actually help you to master a profession that can help people. It doesn't mean that a career like myself and Luke, that we actually help people itself. It could be behind the scene. It could be in a lab itself. A lot of times when we talk about the most common career guidance that I've heard so far is that, be it in school, be it in with parents, is that some parents are very understanding. They will ask the kids, what kind of interest do you have? Maybe we can explore in that out of good intention. But do you know that interest is a kind of thing that's not like, okay, when you're 16 years old, I'm sure that your interest and now is totally different.
Very different.
So interest is something that is ever changing. So if we are, it is something to consider. I'm not saying that to throw the interest out from the window, but it is something to consider. But very importantly, interest is ever changing. But being able to have that kind of fulfilling feeling that after you know that you're doing something and it actually benefits the world and it actually makes the place a better place to live in, I would say that it is very achievable. It's just like, some people, they may not have like for example, look, I think that you may not have interest to work in a laboratory, in a lab.
For sure.
You know, right?
But when I was in primary school, when the teacher asked, what list down your 3 jobs that you want, becoming a scientist was one of those.
That was one of them.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, but now, no. Sorry, Tolong. No.
But let's move on a bit deeper into that. Look, so if you don't like to work in a lab, but look, if let's say you have the mastery level, you have the IQ, you have all the skill set to actually get into a lab for a year, in order to get the cure for cancer, do you think you will want to spend that 1 year?
Of course,
Yes.
yeah.
So that is why the moment when you tap on something that even though you have no interest, but you think that it's going to solve the world problem, it's worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth it.
It's something that Tony Robbins says as the need of the human being to give back. It's for a bigger cause, a bigger purpose, all right? Because I think work is not just about making money for ourselves, putting food on the table. Come on, how much money can you make? How much money can you spend? How much food can you eat? Right? Just because you earn more than your neighbor doesn't mean you have to eat more, right? It's like your neighbor have 1 dinner, you have 5. Come on, okay? So, because I think at the end of the day, it's about what type of, what kind of legacy or what are you giving back to humanity? We come to this planet, all right? So how do we live it, making it a slightly better place? I think that is something that would be very important, yeah? Okay, there are some questions I want to work on. Okay, so Peter asked a question, all right? So, Jasly, I have a student who is now working live. She somehow feels unhappy with her current job because she feels that her value doesn't match with her boss. And the problem is she just can't afford to quit for the moment. What is your advice to her?
Okay, so not happy, probably want to quit but cannot quit at the moment, okay? It could be many reasons, because of the rice ball factor. It could be because of the responsibility that she wants to finish her job first, or whatsoever reason it is. But now, the thing here is that you may want to start asking questions first, instead of, I don't have that approach that, okay, you have this question, I have this preset solution for you, because it doesn't work that way. So I would want to explore first her emotion. Her emotion about she working with the bosses, is it really the values that's not aligned? I would say that, do you know that actually everyone has the different values, you and I as well?
Yeah.
So when we come into, let's say one day when I do partnership with Luke for some business or some project itself, we need to do something called work-value alignment. All right? You and I, we have different background. So we come to the office with different background, and I and my bosses different values as well. So if she thinks that she loves her job, she wants to retain the job, she probably want to learn some skills. How do I are able to align values with my bosses according to the values of the organization? So these are the things that people are so lacking of, because they do not know there's these values, or maybe now they start to know that, I have these values going on, but how to go about with it, it is a skill. Yeah.
And also, I think just have to remind that yourself that it's like sometimes, right? And I quote Tony Robbins. He says this: God's delay is not God's denial. Okay, just because, and you mentioned, Peter, that your student has just started in a job. That means that who new to a working life, and already she feels that she's unhappy with the boss, or the boss value doesn't match with hers. Has your student already given enough time to explore that? Has she already gone through I like to call it as quote unquote paying your dues? Because I think life is not a bed of roses, right? It's like nobody owes us anything. Come on, all right? Nobody owes you and I anything. It's like you study so hard. Yeah, 50 other people also study damn hard, okay? So it's like just because you have graduated, just because you got your scroll, it doesn't mean anybody has to give you some shit. All right, so I hope that makes sense. I mean, I'm sorry if I offend some people with that just now, but I really feel, right, is that, we all go through bosses that we don't like. We all go through situations that is like a pain in the ass, okay? But the key here is tough times never last, but tough people do, okay? So the key here is this, right? If you feel that you can't stand it right now, then what you need to do is give yourself a period of time, explore, and really explore, find out how you can improve it. And not just feel like, for example, straight away it's like, I think this is not the right one for me. Because I can tell you, if you don't know the reason for that, the next 10 will also not be the right one for you, right? Yeah? Sorry, why was I so emotional just now? Yeah, maybe touch a raw nerve there. Okay, so Ryan said, right, a question on exploration part. I agree on the point where you need to explore more to find what you like. Oh, sorry, jump already. Okay, rewind. Okay, but at the same time, sometimes you explore too fast. You don't have enough time to sink in and like the job. What is a good sign to know that you have given enough time? So I think the question is a little bit like, how much is considered as the right time, enough time, so that you know that I'm ready to move on and things like that?
Again, I think a lot of time. Oh, thank you for that question for
Ryan.
Ryan. Thank you for that question, Ryan. Okay, I think a lot of time we have forgotten how to feel. You see, because when you know that it is the right time, you are able to somewhat know that, this is the one. I have actually done with that exploration. The timing is already there. It's because a lot of time you don't get it. It's not only you, Ryan. There's a lot of people with the same set of issues. It's because they have forgotten how to feel. And we have forgotten how to feel is because, you know why? I'm not sure about your parents, but Papa, Mama always tell me that, Jeslie, don't feel too much. Feel also cannot solve problems.
Yeah, true.
And you cry, cannot solve problems. So that's why a lot of time we have lost touch about how to feel that is the right thing. You know, how do I feel that, okay, that's the right timing already.
Yeah.
All right. So it's very much into this kind of thing. I wouldn't say I would tell you that, it's 2 months, then you get it the right timing, or is it a half a year, or there isn't that one size that fits all. All right, there isn't. But if you have done the self-awareness part enough, and you have done exploration, I'm sure that you have done a fair bit of exploration so far, and when your self-awareness is high enough, the self-awareness part will be able to capture the exploration part. Because in the self-awareness, we talk about emotion as well. How to bring back that emotion that we have long forgotten.
I just want to add to something that Jeslie have mentioned, right? I think when it comes to decisions like this, there will never be the exact right combination, okay? In other words, even when you think that this is the right thing for you, when you go in, you'll probably be like, is this the right one? How come it's not working yet? How come I do all this combination, it seems like the result is not there? I think it goes to tell us that I think life is meant to be lived with no absolute certainty. Okay? I mean, the only absolute certainty that we have are two things only. One is mati lah, death lah. We all will go there. And two, pay tax. Alright? That one also damn certain one. Alright? These two, you cannot escape it. But between now and then, there's a lot of room for error, for mistake, for learning, and that's what makes our life interesting. I think that's the thing, yeah? So if you think of, like for example, one of the things that I really don't agree with right now with today's mindset is like, everything must be fast, okay? Everything is like, save time, come on, not enough time lah. You know, if I wait 1 more year, I get old already. It's like, come on, okay? If you really think of life as, it's not too short, okay? Life is not short. Because if you really live your life fully, then you can really enjoy and experience that. Now, with that in mind, what we are looking here is that when you live your life with a sense of purpose, it's okay to make mistake, man. Because only when you make mistake that you realize it's like, oh, maybe I don't like that one. Or maybe I like this one better. Then you can find it, okay? Then you can find the thing. So I hope that those answers are useful for you, yeah?
Yeah, I'm curious about, there's so many responses that comes in.
Yeah, it's good. It's like, thank you so much, everyone. So Fiona has a big laugh there. Okay, so welcome to
What are you laughing
East
at, Fiona?
Chang. Okay, welcome to East Chang. All right, so, and welcome to Jeff as well, Jeff Chan. Well, thank you for joining us. All right, so tonight we have a very interesting show here tonight, okay, with a lot of tips and a lot of ideas. Okay, so your seminar next week, all right, is it still open or is it like fully closed already?
Yeah, it's fully closed because I couldn't get a bigger venue at this moment. But anyway, any one of you out there who are still interested in getting to know yourself of who am I, right? You can still go to the website. You can still go to the landing page that I created.
let me type it there. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's your landing page?
JesleyKong.com
Okay.
/who am I? One word.
JesleyKong.com/who am I? I'm Luke now.
Yeah, all right. So that's right. You can still go in and register your interest, and so long that we confirm for the next preview, next seminar, we will inform you.
Yeah, next time I'll get her to do it in the stadium lah. Alright, Mary Stadium. Then you can see a lot of people. Yeah. Okay, so before we finish tonight's session, all right, just want to let you know what will be next week's session. Actually, next week's topic is still the question mark there, because a few days ago I posted a poll and I asked the question is like, for next week's episode number 9, what would be a better topic? Would that be toxic positivity, which is a very interesting topic, or would you want to learn about mastering your emotions? And there was a poll. Originally, toxic positivity was leading. It was really leading. Yeah. And as of just now 7 p.m., I checked, and mastering your emotion is now leading just by a few votes. Okay, so it's about 30 plus to 30 plus like that. It's just leading by a few votes. Yeah. So I don't know what next week's episode is going to be. Okay, probably by tomorrow when the poll closes. So if you still want to vote, if you still want to get your favorite topic up next week, then go to my page that posts there and click the vote. All right. Okay, so tonight's show we have talked about what career is. Okay, and it's all about doing something that you have a combination of what your interest is, what your skills is, what your talent is, what your competency is, and all that, right? And also we have discussed that career has changed over the years already. Yeah. So ideas of what a good career is in those days may have totally changed today. Okay, so as parents, all right, let's be mindful of the fact that, are we getting our children to study because we want them to realize our dream, our goal, or is it really because of them? Okay, and if that's the case, how do you communicate it to them? Yeah. Okay, so something else from Ryan. I live near a building that constantly remind me at that Lembaga Hasil. Right. Okay, so that is an income tax. Yeah, true. It is so true. Yeah. Okay, so I would like to thank all of you for joining me tonight, and I have a free gift for you. If you go onto my website, I have a free course, and it's called Emotional Hijack. How to. Oh, suddenly I forgot the title. Okay. Emotional Hijack, how to stop sabotaging your life and business. Okay. So if you find yourself, right, you are in frustration, and not because you are not achieving, but even if you are achieving results, be it in your personal life or your business, you have results, but still you feel empty inside, or still you feel frustrated inside, this course is for you. Okay. So it's free of charge for you. Just go to Simple Wisdom Academy. You can see it on the screen there. simplewisdomacademy.com/free, and you can take the course for free. Yeah. Okay, so Jasley, thank you so much for joining here. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot, which is the poll just now. Let's see what's the result of the poll. Okay. All right, so the poll shows 0-0 there. Let's give it a moment for it to tabulate because this is the first time I'm using this software. It may not be able to capture instantly. So let's just wait for it for a while. But
I realized that Luke is really good with this high-tech stuff.
Sometimes high-tech, also high-risk lah.
It's okay, we just take risks.
Yeah, so now I am not able to see how many percent there. Wait, let me try to refresh something and see. Okay, let's try this. Let's hope it works. Because this is the first time I'm doing this poll, and I hope it works as well. Okay. Nope. This is one of those situations where technology just refuses to work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and review all the votes and the comments, and I'm going to be showing you the results, all right? The results in the comment section. My apologies for this, it's coming up,
Yay!
All right, it's coming up. So 100% of people voted as they love their job. Wow.
Wow.
I'm going to say something in Hokkien now. Unyabo.
Seen the ball.
All right, true or not? Okay, come on. True or not? All right.
Where
Okay.
did all those sad faces people go?
Yeah.
Because they're so sad that they can't be bothered to
They can't tune in anymore, right? Okay, so let me bring in this to. All right, so I just want to say thank you so much for joining Jeslie and I tonight in tonight's the Luke Bong Show, episode number 8. So episode number 9, I'm going to release the title on Monday, and it's going to be a surprise because both topics are very close to my heart, yeah? So I just wish you all have a great evening and also a beautiful weekend ahead. And remember, okay, you can have emotional freedom, all right? So take care, good night, and see you guys next week. Bye-bye.